Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today we're going to be unboxing the Labyrinth Tarot by Jim Henson. Now this is the mega-sized tarot deck and guidebook, and before I get into it, I've got to let you know a little bit about my personal take on the Labyrinth. It wasn't until like a few days ago that I actually watched this movie. I had never seen it before. I know this movie's been out since the 80s, but as a kid, I watched an 80s movie called Return to Oz because I'm obsessed with The Wizard of Oz. And there were things in it that just absolutely freaked me out. It's little guys with their the wheels as their hands and legs and stuff, and the woman that could take her head off and replace it with another one. Yeah, as like a 4 or 5-year-old little girl, I was petrified of this stuff. So any of the movies from the 80s, I saw clips and stuff of the Labyrinth and the little puppets and stuff, the gremlins and the goblins and everything like that. They terrified me. I could not bring myself to watch it. But when my best friends got me this deck, I'll put the link in the description below of how you can follow them and subscribe to them on YouTube because they are amazing. David, my best friend, he is one of the most talented people I've ever met in my entire life. He makes all my jewelry and everything for me. He makes so much for me, and he writes music too, and he's incredibly talented. And his wife Elizabeth, she is my best friend as well. Those two people are the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. So I'm so excited that they got me this for my birthday. I'm really excited to see what the cards are like. Like I said, I've just watched the movie, so it is in my head. I know what this deck is about. And now that I'm older, I definitely appreciate this movie. I love David Bowie. Not necessarily his music, but his ability to just be true to himself, to be proud, to be weird, to be unique. And that's what I'm all about. It's telling everybody to be your weird, unique selves and just be proud of who you are. Embrace that weirdness and let your freak flag fly. And I think he's one of the first people that ever really embraced that, was just true to who he was and just, didn't care what anybody thought, and he just enjoyed being him. And I'm so sorry that he's passed because I didn't come into appreciating him till he was already gone. But he's a fantastic and talented artist. He's always will be, and he's a fantastic actor too, because this movie was awesome. I had me on the edge of the seat. I could not stop watching all the musical and everything. It was just fantastic. So that's enough, I guess, to talk about the deck itself or the movie itself. We're gonna get into the deck. We're gonna get in and look at it. Like I said, it's the mega sized tarot, and there's a couple little extra things they've sent with it, so that's definitely gonna be cool to check out, and we're gonna do that right now. Okay, plastic is off, and we're gonna open it up, and it is not one of those flip boxes. It's very much one of the two-piece boxes. If I can get it open, because it's kind of a little bit of less space than I'm used to. But there you can see the top comes off like that, and it's in this awesome bag that you have. How cool is this? This is definitely worth the extra box. And then it even comes, you can see right here, if I can get it out, it even comes with a stand. So when you're using this deck, then you know what movie it came from. It's so cool. Just the stuff that I've already opened in here, I haven't gotten to the deck yet. But this is such a cool little concept to put this all together like this. So this is really exciting. But now we're going to set all of this stuff aside, and we're going to open this box, or this bag, sorry about that, and get the cards out. Gotta pull it just a little bit, unloosen it, because you don't want to crinkle the cards. And you can tell this bag is full, and it's huge. So this mega sized tarot deck, they were not kidding. This is a mega sized deck, so it's going to be one that's difficult to shuffle. But if you shuffle the way I do, that 1 2 3 1 2 3, it's not a problem at all, because then you just can shuffle the cards. And I can honestly say this is the biggest deck I have in my collection. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, David. This is incredible. I do not have a deck this big. I cannot wait to show my husband this, because he complains about the Deviant Moon Tarot and how big it is and how hard it is to shuffle. Just wait, dude. Just wait. This one is so much bigger. So you can see the main character girl right there as the Fool, as she runs into the labyrinth to save her little brother after she makes that wish that the goblin should take him. I was there at times in my life too, all the attention and everything siblings get, get as much, and you just kind of wish they weren't there anymore. Once you make that wish though, and they aren't there anymore, that's when things get difficult, and that's when you really regret it. And that's what she did. She regretted it as soon as she did it, so she went after him. Now the guidebook is very much smaller than the deck itself, but you can see there it has information about everything, colored illustrations in the book, which is rare. Usually we don't usually see that, but you've got the different stuff there, but we're not really going to go into that just yet. We're just going to go through the deck. I'm just going to move it slightly over here so we can flip through the cards one at a time. You can see there is the Fool. Beautiful artwork. Seriously, they did it illustrative, like it's a story from the movie, because the movie's live action, but the story itself, you know, that's art. And there's David Bowie, like the Goblin King with all of his goblins. The High Priestess, we've got that right there. I don't necessarily remember this character off the top of my head, but still beautiful illustration there. I love the artwork in these, they're gorgeous. There is the Empress, I believe that is her stepmother. That was one kind of little complaint I had about that movie. When it starts, you see the evil stepmother, essentially the evil stepmother, the one that doesn't appreciate her, the one she doesn't get along with, and they never speak of it again. So that's kind of like one little loose end that they didn't pick up. And then we have the Emperor, which we can assume is his father, and he's got his little bottle there, and he's got his Toby, because that was the name of the baby that got kidnapped. And you've got that illustration, because, you know, new wife, new relationship, he put that baby first, which is probably why she didn't, was it Jenny? I think that was the name, Jenny, or whatever it was. She wasn't as appreciated as she would have liked. We have the Hierophant right there, you know, that's the guy that helped her throughout the labyrinth, the one helping her make it through, her first friend there. The Dancers replaces the Lovers in this deck. You can see that illustration right there. And that's one of my favorite scenes from that movie, because it was just so beautiful and so dreamy and magical. And it's kind of like it was the trap, and this kind of little hints of the Devil card of being trapped by those romantic feelings, being trapped by that love. And that's oftentimes what we see with the Devil. Devil is 15, which reduces to that 6. So we have that same energy there with the Dancers, showing that prison we can take when we find that love. The Chariot is next, and you got that dog there, the guy riding it. That's who was like blocking the bridge, guarding the bridge, until she asked for permission, and then she got to go across. We have Strength right here, and the big guard that she had to fight. I think I remember that correctly. The Hermit is next. You can see that there. I must say, like, the text and everything of these cards, like the texture and everything, absolutely gorgeous. Seriously, I've never held a deck this big. I've never held it. Like, there's power in it. There's power in the size and everything. I've never seen anything like it. I didn't even know something like this existed. It's awesome. There is the Wheel of Fortune. Here is Justice. Now, I remember all the hands in Justice, or in the movie, of how, like, they were all passing her down and stuff, but she's like, well, which way do you want to go? And she just says, I want to keep going down, I guess. So they kept passing her down, and that was kind of creepy. Yeah, 5-year-old me never ever would have sat through that movie. 30-plus-some-year-old me definitely appreciates a good movie full of weirdness and freakiness. Here is the Hanged Man. We have that illustration. That was the one that, like, the guards were, like, beating up, and so she became friends with him too, or her too. She reminded me of a woman, so we're gonna say her. We have Fate next. That is 13, so Fate has been changed to Death. You know, what ends, once something ends, you're allowed to begin again. You know, that's fate. That's making something come to an end, so you can begin again. There's Death. Temperance is the option of, like, knocking the doors. You know, one has the thing in its mouth so it couldn't really talk, and the other one was around its head so it could talk, and it always talked badly about the other guy. But awesome illustration of Temperance there. You know, sometimes you had to keep your mouth shut, sometimes you had to keep your ears shut, so you can really listen to your own inner voice and learn the lessons of the past so you can apply that to the present. The Demon replaces the Devil, and you have that illustration right there. I love the colors of it, the artwork and everything. It's awesome. And the Tower must be the Goblin's castle, and it's beautiful. I mean, I keep just talking about how gorgeous the artwork is in this deck. It's incredible. Here's the giant teddy bear being the Star. Ooh, and I have a favorite card. I definitely do. Here is the Moon, and you can see the 2 ravens there. I do believe they're ravens, they're blackbirds, they're crows. They don't have black beaks though, but that's perfectly fine. Like, I love that illustration, that artwork. I might end up taking a picture of that card and making it my background on my phone, because it's awesome. The Sun has Toby, the little kidnapped baby that the Goblin King was going to raise. I mean, in the movie, the baby was crying all the time, and then the Goblin King, aka David Bowie, like, talked to him and sang to him and everything, and he was happy. So maybe he wouldn't have had a horrible life if he lived with the goblins. That's just my opinion, you know. Sun, be the sun in your life. Be the light in your life. If you're in a dark and dreary place, continue to smile anyways and be the light in the darkness. Judgment is next. We have that illustration right there. And then we have the world, and the world is the labyrinth itself, you know, having to embark on this. And she really did. She took that step because she wanted to save her little brother. And we had the King of Poles. And now this is the thing about Inside Edition decks. You might have seen my other previous video about Inside Edition and how they don't, like, they changed the names of the minor arcana, which makes it hard to follow the suits. Like, King of Poles. Are we going to assume that's the King of Wands? That's my best guess on it. I could look at the little guidebook, but we're just going to flip to the deck and we're going to guess as we go. You know, trust our intuitions to decide which card is which suit and everything. But we're going to say this is the King of Wands until I find something better that might be the King of Wands. But that's the thing. They change the names and they don't put a whole lot of time or energy into the minor arcana. But looking at the major arcana right here, it doesn't matter to me. These cards are incredible. So Liz, David, if you're watching this, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I freaking love this deck. Okay, there's the King of Poles. Here is the Queen of Poles. The Knight of Poles. The Page of Poles. That is an awesome armor mask. I love his little beak there. That is cool. And then the Ace of Poles. We had the court cards there, and we had the ace right there. And they did do that. They have absolutely, Inside Editions is, well, they're good at what they do. They make really, really, really pretty cards with like the illustrations, but still it's just, there's 2 versions of a wand. Here's 3 versions of a wand. 4 versions of wands. Kind of looks like the clubs in cricket. No, what's it called? Croquet. That's it. Kind of looks like the wands in croquet. So this is definitely the suit of wands, I feel, because we quite literally have sticks on pages or sticks on pictures. Got the illustration right there. And then the 6 of wands is right there. So there's 6 different illustrations of wands. And 7. 8. The 9 of wands. I guess you could see this as like when it comes to defending our passions and stuff, you need one of these, like that one in the middle really says, you know, that's what I'm going to fight with. Then we have the 10 of wands. And then we move on to the King of Junk. Is Junk Pentacles. That makes the most sense to me. When we get through the court cards, we can see the elements and everything in the suits, and we probably guess it better. There is the King of Junk. Junk is just a fun word, isn't it? I like it. Queen of Junk. I remember her from the movie. The Knight of Junk. So that's the soldier going through all of those rocks and everything to reach his destination. There's the Knight of Junk. The Page of Junk. Lots going on in that illustration as well. Like the major arcana and the court cards, Inside Editions definitely puts in all this effort and work, and they're so incredible, but they could take that just a little bit extra time and make the minor arcana fun and enjoyable too. Like there, they put the collar in the background. The ace is beautiful as well. Here's your wand, or here's your pentacle or bell. Yeah, here's your bell, here's your pentacle. Here's what you need. Here's the idea and the inspiration to make money in your life. We've got 2 wheels, one kind of broken here in the 2 of Pentacles, or the 2 of Junk, sorry. The 3 of Junk, there is a fork in the middle, that's kind of added there. So, you know, taking into your ideas, creating your ideas, diving into them. And we have the 4 of Junk, and we got different pieces of junk there. The 5 of Junk, I think that is a carrot, that is a top, that is a horn, fork, and a doorknob now. And we have the 6 of Junk. We've got 2 keys. The doorknob kind of stays. The carrot kind of stays. And this cyclone little cylinder, what's it called? Well, we'll just say like the cylinder tornado thing. I can see it in my head and I can't remember what it's called. But there's the 6 of Wands. There is the 7 of Wands, and there's a lot, or I don't want to call them wands. No, 7 of Junk here, or this is the 7 of Junk, that is the 6 of Junk. We have this cool little clamp thing on the 6 of Junk, or 7 of Junk. I'm getting tongue-tied and weird now. 8 of Junk, we have that illustration here, and lots of things going on here. Lots of things we can use to perfect our goals and make our crafts. So you can intuitively read with this deck if you know the meaning of the cards in the first place. There is the, wait a minute, okay, that's interesting. Look there, we have 2 illustrations of the 8 of Junk. So there's 2 pieces of junk in this deck, and then, well, they didn't give you a 9, so that's interesting as well. 7, 8, and then we move to 10. So I don't know if they meant to make this the 9 of Junk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's still the same illustration and everything, but it's okay. We don't need the 9 of Junk. You know, we have enough junk as it is. Most likely all of us have a little bit of junk we don't need. And the 10 of Junk is right there with all kinds of stuff going on. The King of Feathers is up next, and you see that owl, the King of Feathers, or the owl, you know, that was his spirit animal. That's what he could turn into in the movie. So just absolutely gorgeous illustration of the owl right there in the King of Feathers. There is the Queen of Feathers, the Knight of Feathers, and the Page of Feathers. So this is the suit of swords, I believe, and I love the feathers in it because it reminds you of like quills and stuff and writing. And that's my favorite thing to do, is like actually write things out and write stories and stuff. So my sword and my voice has always kind of been best in writing. There is the Ace of Feathers, the Two of Feathers, the Three of Feathers, the Four of Feathers. And those feathers, this is definitely the prettiest of all these minor arcana cards. I love the collar of these feathers. It's beautiful. And then we have the Five of Feathers, the Six of Feathers, the Seven of Feathers, the Eight of Feathers. Again, that beautiful green. I love the illustrations of these feathers. They're perfection. Got the blue one there and the green one and everything in the Nine of Feathers. So despite this being a card of lying awake at night, letting our inner demons, you know, keep us from getting a good night's rest, this reminds us like there's strength in that. There's power in that. Our inner demons can become our friends if we really trust ourselves and believe in ourselves. Then the Ten of Swords, or the Ten of Feathers, is right there. They're kind of tied in the middle, which kind of says, you know, you're held back by these negative thoughts or these inner demons and you need to free yourself with them. The King of Pots is next, followed by the Queen of Pots. So we're on the suit of emotional happiness and fulfillment with the suit of Cups, the Knight of Pots, the Page of Pots, the Ace of Pots, and the Two. We have two pots there. One has a lid on it, one doesn't. So you have something that fills your cup and you're looking for something else to fill that cup / pots. The Three of Pots, the Four of Pots, the Five of Pots. I'm enjoying saying the word pots. The Six of Pots, the Seven of Pots, the Eight of Pots, the Nine of Pots, and to complete the deck is the Ten of Pots. So there you have 10 different types of pots, 10 things to fill your cup up with emotional happiness and joy. You know, the happy family card, and all of these pots together, you know, they're one big happy family. Just like my two friends, we might not be related and related blood-wise, but they are my family. They are my favorite people in the entire world. Like, they're the ones that I feel like the biggest connection to. I think our souls have known each other for generations, lifetimes before. I absolutely adore these people, and I can't believe they got me this awesome deck. Like, it's one of the most incredibly beautiful decks I've ever seen. Yes, I went back and I got the minor arcana out because we just have to appreciate those beautiful illustrations, the hard work and effort that went into painting these things. They're absolutely incredible. So such an awesome deck. I'll put a link in the description below of where you can purchase this deck for your own collection if it's still available. Again, it was a gift for me, so I don't know if this particular version of this deck is available, but I love holding these cards in my hand. They're fantastic. Guidebook, you saw like when we started, is right there. This is one of the easier ones to figure out because, I mean, obviously these are things that hold joy. These are things that hold liquid, so they are the cups. And then we had like the stuff here, the junk, that's kind of pentacles because the pentacles bias junk. Then we had, can I get to it? Yeah. We had the wands. The wands definitely kind of look like sticks and wands that you can use to make your power and your passion. And you had the feathers there, feathers, air, swords. That one makes a lot of sense too. So this one is a lot easier to read with than say like, I think it's the Stranger Things Tarot and stuff like that, because the Stranger Things Tarot, they've got scoops and spokes and stuff like that. So this is a very, very, very awesome deck. I'm so excited to add this to my collection. You'll definitely be seeing it on the socials very soon, probably tomorrow or something like that. But I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want a reading with this deck or any of the decks in my collection, then feel free to comment on this video, message me on any of the socials, or book one directly on my website. Video readings are available, you know, a personal video reading right to your email, right to your whatever you message me on, I can give you that, or a written reading is available as well, because like I said, I'm a writer. I love to write, so those are very, very detailed, as well as my my actual readings, like video readings, are detailed too. But as always, I really hope that you enjoyed the video. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.